Have you ever wanted to record a podcast but didn't know the way? Well, I've got good news. Let me tell you about something. It's called Anchor, and Anchor is the easiest way to record a podcast. Let me explain. It's absolutely free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. And it's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So here's what I need you to do. Please download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started. It's Thursday, everybody, and you know what that means. It's another episode of the 2-2 podcast. And what better way to do it than have another Outwork You Thursday? Listen, today's show is something that everybody needs to learn about. Doesn't matter how old you are, doesn't matter what your background is. We all need to learn about time management. So you know what's about to happen next. You know what I'm going to say. You know the move. Grab your notebook. Grab your iPad. Grab your laptop. Grab your friends. Grab your family. Grab your neighbors. Grab your haters too. Let's get to work. See you in a minute. One lesson I've had to learn in the last few years was about valuing my time. And this year has been the proving ground and a litmus test to see what I've learned and applied to my life. But within the lesson was a lesson I believe we've all learned, we had to learn. And the first person to give us this lesson was Auntie Maxine back in 2017. Yep, Congresswoman Maxine Waters in 2017 said 3 words that went viral and became a rallying cry for those who have had their time completely wasted. It's just 3 simple words. Say it with me. Reclaiming my time. At some point in our lives, we have had our time wasted, whether it's by somebody or whether it's because of ourselves. And we'll get into some of those things that waste our time, and we've had our time wasted by in just a few moments. But I need people to understand that there is value and valuing time management. I think in my life, if I can be transparent, which I try to be as much as I can on this show, one of my biggest issues was time management. And, putting my time and my talent into some things that were often overlooked, or oftentimes it wasn't worth the effort. And I had to learn how to value my time and not allow others to waste it. And even not wasting my own time with dealing with people, dealing with one-sided relationships, dealing with one-sided connections and all that stuff. Because when your time gets wasted, it messes with you mentally. Whether you believe it so or not, it will mess with your mind when you get your time wasted, or you waste your time on something that you shouldn't have entertained in the first place. But I want to ask a question, because I love asking questions, and please, as you're listening to the show, please ask yourself this, or if you're listening to this show with your friends or your family, I want you to have a critical conversation with them at a certain point after the show is over about this question. Why must we reclaim and value our time? Why must we reclaim and value our time? Before we get into that, you know what I like. You know I like definitions. You know I like defining terms and words. And I got two of them for you today. Let's learn about the words reclaim and value. The definition for reclaim is to retain or recover, to obtain the return of. Reclaim, retain or recover, obtain the return of. In other words, it's the get back. We got some things in our lives that we have to reclaim. Yes, indeed. We got some things in our lives that we have to pursue and recover. Shall you recover it? Yes. Pursue, overtake, and recover all. This is the season that we get back our time. And you know, how do we get back our time? We get back our time by valuing our time and learning from the time, all the times we had our time wasted, so we can never go back to that again. That's how you reclaim time. By learning the lesson about valuing the lessons that you learned from all the times that you got your time wasted. It's the get back. This is get back season. No, this isn't get back at a person season. No, this ain't revenge season. This is, here we go. This is, I'm getting back my time season. This is reclaim my time season. It's time to do it. All right. Number 2, the word value. We're going to learn about the word value today. Value, the definition for that. And I have 2 of them. And the value definition for value is the regard that something is held to, the importance, worth, or usefulness of something. Another definition for that is one's judgment of what's important in life. My time is 2 words. Worth it. My time is worth it. That's my judge. My time is I value time. I value time management. Time management is what is important in my life, because all the times in my life that I have wasted time on things that would not work, on relationships that would not work, on people that would not value my time. See, here's the thing about valuing time. And why you should value your time. 1, because time is limited. You got 24 hours in a day. You have 24 hours in a day. And if you're wasting your time worrying about what other people have to say about what you're doing in life, and worrying about what other people are doing, and you waste your time trying to compete when you should collaborate, there's an issue. You're wasting your time. You have to value your time, because time is limited. You only get 24 hours in a day. You only get 24 hours in a day. What are you doing within that 24 hours to go 1-0? I love, my favorite thing is the 1-0 mentality. I learned about the 1-0 mentality a few years ago. You have 24 hours in a day. You got 7 days in a week, 5 days in a work week. If you work in corporate setting, you got 5 days in a week. So you have 5 to 7 opportunities a week to go 1-0. You have 5 to 7 opportunities. 5 business days, or just 7 whole days in a week. Let's just forget the 5 business days. Let's just go 7 days. Let's just go 7 opportunities to go 1-0. What are you doing within that 24 hours to go 1-0? What are you trying to accomplish? What are your daily goals? What are your hourly goals? What are your minute-by-minute goals? What do you plan to do? I know minute-to-minute goals can be a little more little difficult, but let's make it a little easier. Let's say, what are your hourly goals? What do you plan to do within the hours of 10 and 11, and 11 and 12, and 12 and 1? What are you planning to do within that time to go 1-0 for the day? What are you doing? It's the little things. There's a saying that I have with a friend of mine, and it says the small victories are the ones that produce championships. Small victories produce championships. And we say that to each other. Every time we accomplish a small thing. We don't make announcements about the small things. We make announcements about the big things, and we celebrate the small things within it simply because celebrating the small things leads to the bigger victories, leads to the celebrating the small accomplishments you made during the day, brings about the big victories, the big championships, the trophies, the rings, all of that. That's what that is a part of. So what are you doing to go 1-0 each and every day? Time is limited. That's number one. Number two reason why you should value your time. It helps improve decision making. How many times in our lives have we been in a situation where we have made a decision and we've paid the price for it? Believe me, I've been one of those. I'm one of those people that has paid the price for the decisions that I've made. And sometimes we waste our time because our time gets wasted because of our decision making. And why should we value our time? It helps improve our decision making by causing us to think critically, think deeply and critically about what we're going to do. Is this beneficial? Is it right? Is it true? What are we doing? What am I doing to value my time and improve my decision making? Number three, you accomplish more. You accomplish a whole lot more when you value your time. When you don't waste your time on things that don't work. When you're not wasting your time looking at the tabloids. When you're not wasting your time looking at the gossip and rumor mill. When you're not wasting your time at the water cooler talking about what he said, she said, and what they're wearing and what she's wearing and what he's wearing and what he did and what she did, who's sleeping with who's doing what with why and whatnot. You accomplish more when you get away from the chatter, when you get away from the gossip, when you get away from the negativity. You accomplish more when you value time over gossip. I'll say that again because somebody needs that right now. There's somebody triggered right now that's dealing with this, that is more in tune with gossip than valuing time and accomplishing what they need to accomplish. And this is not an attack on anybody. Please allow me to be transparent and say one thing, that I've been caught up in the gossip of something, or caught up in what somebody else is doing. Sometimes we get caught up in the competition and what other people are doing that we waste our own time. Sometimes we're oblivious that we're wasting our time with it. So you accomplish more. Number 4, it shows others that because you value time, they better not waste it. And we'll get into this in just a minute. But it shows others that because you value your time, they better not waste it. There's a quote that says, if you don't value your time, other people won't. They don't value their time. And they're not like other people. People aren't always going to say that, but they're going to do things to waste your time simply because you have the time to entertain it. You waste your time. You waste your time by entertaining people that waste your time. And when you waste your time, when you waste your time entertaining other people that waste your time, you expose yourself. You open yourself up for more people to waste your time. I know that's a lot to say in that moment, but I need you to understand. Don't expose yourself to people that waste your time. You have to show people based on your actions, not just what you say, but your actions, to let people know that wasting your time is a no-go. Wasting your time is not a good idea. Please don't waste my time. Time is precious to me. I got stuff to do. Don't come in my circle. Don't come in my midst wasting my time with something that I don't need to hear. Please don't waste my time by telling me about what other people are doing and what other people are saying about what I'm doing in my life. It shows others that because you value your time and you don't want to be caught up in the negative rhetoric that's going around, and you don't want to be caught up in the negativity and in the negative cycles that are going around right now as we speak, it shows that they better not waste your time with it. Don't come to me with that trash. Don't come to me with that trash, and don't come to me on trash. I don't play that. I value my time. I'm reclaiming my time from that. For all the times that I wasted my time around other people that wanted to give me the rumors and all the gossip. I'm reclaiming my time from that. All right. So while we're here and we're talking about wasting time, let's get into some things some examples of things that waste our time. One, fear and worry waste our time. Fear and worry waste our time. We waste our time sometimes being fearful about, and fear happens. I'm not saying that fear doesn't come sometimes. I'm not saying that uncertainty doesn't come. Believe me, what we're living in right now, in a pandemic, and with racial tension and all that's going on in the world, it's easy to be fearful and worry. But I'd rather move forward. I'd rather move forward and continue to accomplish what I need to accomplish, and not worry about all the fear mongering and all the things that are going on in the world. Yes, be aware of what's going on, but make your mark and replace fear with faith. We worry about so many things in life that we forget to keep pushing forward. Number two thing that wastes our time is disorganization. I am a prime example of being disorganized sometimes. I'm a prime example of that, of being disorganized. I was like that in school. I was a disorganized person, and sometimes that took an effect on my grades. I was a disorganized person, and that took an effect on my relationships. I was a disorganized person, and it took effect on certain things that I did. I was doing things at the last minute, and it would be jumbled up and rushed and sloppy. And so we have to value organization, order, when it comes to time management. We have to value order in our lives when it comes to time management. Stagnation, number 3. We waste our time being stuck. Stuck in what? Stuck in dead-end jobs. Stuck in dead-end relationships. Stuck in dead-end mindsets. Stuck in the stagnant mindsets. We get stuck in that. And so it wastes our time. And sometimes because we're stuck, we don't realize that we're stuck. We will just pass it on as just, things happen. We'll get comfortable in our stagnation, to the point that we will feign obliviousness to the fact that we are stagnant in something that we shouldn't be. We'll get comfortable in a job because we've been there for a long time. And when we are called, when some of us are called to change the world and not be at a dead end job forever, we're called to more than selling shoes and stuff and other things like that. We're called to more than that. And so we have to be willing to stir the waters and move and value time and work on that dream and work on that goal, even in the midst of that job that you're working. That doesn't seem like you're going any. It seems in those jobs where it seems like everybody's getting something except you. Keep pushing. Keep striving to be great. Do not allow stagnation to waste your time. Do not allow yourself to be so stagnant that you waste your time. All right, here we go. What else is wasting our time? Gossip. I just said it a few minutes ago. Gossip is wasting our time. It's wasting our time simply because we, especially with social media age, the next thing somebody does, we're so quick to comment about it and like it and do this, and this. We're so quick to dip into the shade, somebody throwing shade at somebody. We're so quick to get into the gossip and the rumors about something that somebody's doing. We're so quick to sweep around somebody else's front door. We're instead of sweeping around ours. We live in an age where we don't mind our business. We live in an age where we don't mind the business that pays us. There we go. I'll stay right there. We live in the age. We are in an age where we don't mind the business that pays us, or mind the business that we volunteer. We mind our own business that we get paid for or volunteer for. Mind the business that pays you, or you volunteer for, instead of volunteering to be in somebody else's. So gossip is a main thing that we waste our time with. Number 5, one-sided connections. You hear me talk about one-sided connections very often on this show. It may sound like a skipping record. It may sound like I'm being typecasted. No, we have to understand that with everything that I talk about on this show, and that there is a connection with mental health, proper connections, proper friendships, all of that stuff. There's a connection with every lesson. And we have to learn not to waste our time with one-sided connections. You've heard me talk about one-sided connections on a previous show, where I've wasted my time being connected with somebody who barely knew I existed. Several times. Wasted my time trying to get somebody to notice me. Wasted my time trying to get somebody to notice that I like them. And back in the day, before social media, you would do certain things. You would act a certain way in order to get attention. That's all you would do. And not to say that they still don't do that now. It's a little more magnified now because of social media. But those one-sided connections where you waste your time trying to get somebody to look your way. And we have to eliminate those connections that are one-sided. Number 6, indecision. The inability to not make a quick decision. We waste our time being indecisive. I don't know if I want to do it. Maybe I should do it. Maybe I shouldn't do it. Maybe I should do it. Maybe I shouldn't do it. We waste our time being indecisive about our future. All it takes is a yes. It takes a yes and a step of faith. Don't waste your time being indecisive. Number 7, complaining. We complain so much complaint. We complain about things that shouldn't be complained about. And no, this is I'm not telling anybody how to feel, because there's some things that we complain about there's some things that need to be talked about. But in the midst of complaining, we have to bring about change. We have to put feet to our words. We got to stop complaining. We got to start doing. We waste our time talking and not doing. If we want everything to be better, we have to put feet to our prayers and put feet to our words and stop complaining and start doing. We have to eliminate complaint. That's what's wasting our time, complaining and not moving. Number 8 is bad habits and cycles. We got some habits and some cycles in our lives that waste our time. I've talked about this. I talked about this on a previous episode as well, about the bad habits, the bad habit cycle, the habit loop. Check out that episode. It's called Easier Said Than Done. Caught in the Loop. Check that episode out. I did a whole series on easier said than done. It's very much so easier said than done to break a cycle, especially those negative ones. It's easy to create a habit. It's hard to break one, no matter what those habits are. It's easier because with habits, to start a habit, you must be consistent with that habit, with that thing. That one thing that you consistently do all the time. You have to be consistent. There's some consistencies in our lives that are bad. We are consistent in some of the most negative things in the world, and inconsistent, about the things that we need to be consistent about. And so that's what's wasting our time, our consistent and persistent bad habits and cycles. All right, number 9. This is my problem. And this is a hard lesson to learn. Being a yes man to everything. You look closely, listen closely, bring your ear to the speaker. No, don't do that. I want you to damage your hearing if you're playing this on a Bluetooth speaker or you're playing this in your car. I want you to focus on the road and just listen closely and take this in. You, right there, sitting at the lunch table, sitting in the break room. You sitting in your dorm room. You sitting at home. You sitting in your cubicle with your headphones on. You sitting in the car right now. You sitting here listening to this right now. Listen to what I'm about to say. You cannot say yes to every opportunity, to every person, to every relationship, every connection. You cannot say yes to everything because we expose ourselves to damage and chaos and generational curse by saying yes to everything. We allow ourselves, we become vulnerable, and we allow people to control us by when we say yes to everything, to anything and everything. Don't be a yes man. Don't be a yes woman. Don't say yes to everything. Sometimes you have to learn how to say no. There's value, there's freedom, there's joy in telling people no. There's a joy, there's a freedom. And when you've told people yes, 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 yes all the time, that there's a joy in finding freedom in saying no. And allow me to go even further. There is a joy and a freedom in people telling you no. Somebody need to hear that right now. This didn't have anything to do with what I'm talking about today. Sometimes, but we're gonna go here. This wasn't with what I was talking about. But I gotta say this. Sometimes we waste our time waiting on a yes. Sometimes we waste our time our time waiting on somebody to tell us that they love us. Somebody's feeling that in their spirit right now. We waste our time waiting on somebody that doesn't love us to tell us that they love us and they care for us and they appreciate us. And sometimes we waste our time waiting on an apology that will never come. Right there. Hold on. Here we go. Yep. Talk to him, Stevens. I think I will. Here we go. We waste our time on apologies that never happen, on love that will never come, and relationships that will never be 50-50, that will never be two people together. It's only one-sided. We waste our time. There's a value in the no. There's a freedom in the no, and you have to understand that the no is protection. Because of that, if we got a yes, we never know what could happen in the midst of that yes that could damage us, that could derail us, that could take us away from everything that we need to be. Talk to him, Stevens. I think I will again. There's value in the no. I need somebody to understand that's waiting on a yes that hasn't come. That there's value in the no. Stop wasting your time being a yes man and stop wasting your time trying to get a yes when a no is a protection. All right, I'm out of here. I'm moving on. Let me stop preaching on that one. Man, I hope this is blessing somebody right now, because that one right there alone was something I had to learn, was the value of not being a yes man and the value of a no. Not wasting my time waiting on an answer. That's never gonna come. Yes, no's hurt. Rejection hurts, but there's protection in rejection. There's a protection that you get from being rejected by certain things and certain people. Be grateful you didn't get that job, because something happened later on that you could have been a part of, or you could have been a casualty of. Be glad that person that person you wanted a relationship so badly with rejected you, because you got protected from something that could have taken you out, that could have damaged you forever. Be grateful for the no's. Don't waste your time on being a yes man and trying to get a yes when a no is a protection. All right, I'm done there. All right, so with all that I said, how do we value our time? What should you do? Here we go. Write a daily goal. What are some daily goals that you want to accomplish? Do you want to write a chapter in a book? What do you want to do? Do you want to write a poem? Do you want to change your diet? Do you want to eat something different? Do you want to wean yourself off of soda? Do you want to exercise? Do you want to walk? You walked 1 mile yesterday. You want to walk 1.5. You ran 1 mile yesterday. You want to walk 1.5. You ran 2 miles. You want to run 2.5. What are your daily goals? Set a daily goal. Number 2, create better habits. It's the little things that you do that create better habits. What are you doing consistent? What are you going to continue? What are you going to remove? What habits are you going to work to remove from your life that were detrimental to what you wanted to do in life, and detrimental and wasted your time? And what will you set and create and become consistent and persistent about when it comes to time management and being working on something positively, creating better habits. And number 3, removing the I can't, changing your thinking. You have to be willing to remove the I can't. I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. You have to change how you think. We're wasting on the way we think wastes our time. Negative thinking is a time waster. Negative thinking is a time waster. We waste our time thinking about the wrong things and thinking negatively and adversely about what we're doing when things aren't going well, when it seems like everything is slow. Not stagnant, but slow. We want to bow out and quit and tap out. No tapping out. We have to remove the I can't when it comes to reaching a goal or time management. You can no longer say I can't manage my time. You have to change the I can't to I will manage my time better. You have to change what you say and what you think. Number 4, reclaim it. What am I reclaiming? I'm reclaiming my time. I'm reclaiming all the times, like I said before, I'm reclaiming all the times I wasted my time with people, with stagnation, with dead-end jobs, with dead-end thinking, with dead-end words, with gossip, with rumors, with slander, with extortion, with all of that. I'm reclaiming my time from all the times I wasted my time feeding in to all of the negative things that I was connected to. I wanted to be connected to. Number 5, I said this a minute ago. Learn to say no. No sounds great. Learn to say no to people. Some people are going to get mad because you told them no. And that's because you officially have said to yourself, enough is enough. I refuse to be taken advantage of any longer. Learn to say no. Because if you do not learn how to say no, people will take advantage of you. They will ask you for things that you don't have or that you have the last of. Because they know for a fact that you'll give it to them. You're not going to tell them no. This is the season to make people mad and tell them, no, I'm not giving it to you. Enough is enough. You've taken from me without reciprocal value. You've taken. All you do is take. But you do not give. You do not give whatsoever. You take. There's a book that I bought, that my grandmother bought from me. It's a Sesame Street book. It was about Grover. And Grover was going to school. And there was this kid. He had a better lunch. He had better things than this kid. He had better crayons than this kid. He had better this than this. He had some better things than this kid. Okay? And this kid would ask him for certain things. I don't know if anybody else has this book. It was a paperback book. It's it's got to be 15 to 20 years old. And this kid would ask him for something. Oh, your crayons are better than mine. Can I use yours? And Grover, being as polite as he was, he didn't want to make anybody mad. He didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings. He didn't want to lose a friend. He told him yes. And so Grover had to use the broken crayons. Had to use broken crayons when he had a perfectly new box of crayons that were his own. He had to use broken crayons. They had snack time and they had milk. And the same kid asked for his milk. And he said, because Grover was polite, he gave him his milk. Grover wanted milk, but he didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings by telling them no. Finally, this was the straw that broke the camel's back. This is the breaking point for Grover. This is the breaking point. I'm gonna move on. I got two more, and we're gonna move on. We're gonna wrap this up. It was a breaking point for Grover. This is the one that just made him upset. His mom had packed him a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for lunch. This same kid who had asked for his new box of crayons, asked for his carton of milk, now had the unmitigated gall, the audacity, after you asked for all of this other stuff that I did not have to give you, but because I didn't want to tell you no. Here we go. I did it anyway. It hurt me because I had to use something that wasn't mine, use something that was broken, sacrifice something that I really wanted. Because you wanted it. Because mine was better than yours. They were at lunch. Grover had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. That's his favorite. This kid had a bologna sandwich. And once again, the kid asked him, oh man, you got peanut butter and jelly and I got bologna. Can I have yours? Can we trade? And because Grover didn't want to say no, he didn't want to lose a friend, he didn't want to make anybody mad, he reluctantly said yes. And there's a picture that always gets me. Grover's looking over at the bologna sandwich. The kid is eating Grover's peanut butter and jelly sandwich that his mom made for him. Tears running down his face. He's looking at the bologna sandwich. And finally, he breaks and he screams, I don't like bologna. I know you're probably wondering, what does this have to do with what I'm talking about? Please learn how to say no, because at the end, the moral of the story was, because the kid, he finally told the kid, listen, I don't like bologna. I don't want to trade. You took my crayons. You did all this other stuff. Those are things I really wanted. Those are things that were mine. I have to tell you no. But I didn't want to tell you no because I didn't want to lose a friend. In the end, the kid said, if you would have just told me no, I'd have been okay with it. Some people are okay, can handle no, but there's a lot of other people that when you tell them no, they will discredit you. They will tell you, they will do whatever it takes to get rid of you. They will do whatever it takes to slander you and tell people how that you didn't get it fair and square. You didn't work hard for it. And you had to do this, and this for it because you told them no. Learn how to say no in spite of the fact that people can't handle a no. Because when you learn how to say no, you close the gap. You close the door for people to take advantage of you. Learn how to say no. Number 6, we're moving on. I'm sorry, I got stuck on that again. That was my plight. Learning how to not say, learning the value of saying no. Number 6, focusing on the bigger picture. Don't focus on what won't work. Focus on what will work. Focus on the goal in the end. Focus on what's going to happen in the end. If you're consistent and persistent about making a habit of working on what you need to work on. Continue to focus on the bigger picture. And number 7, finally, here we go. Let people know that your time is valuable. Let people know that your time is valuable. How do you do that? Don't just say it. A lot of people say don't waste my time and they still get their time wasted. A lot of people say that. But you have to show based on action, not just words. You have to show people how not to waste your time. And how do you do that? You don't waste your own time. And you don't open the door and allow other people to waste your time. Be consistent and persistent. There are people in your life that don't want to see you do well, and they don't want to see you accomplish anything, and they don't want to see you passing them up. And so they will do whatever it takes to waste your time and cause you to be derailed. Yes, that happens. There are things in our lives that cause distraction. And we have to learn how to detox from the things that waste our time. And the people that waste our time. And the connections that waste our time. And the relationships that waste our time. We have to let people know based on what we do. Based on our actions. Consistent action. Persistent action produces proof that your time should not be wasted. So I challenge you this weekend. Find those little things this weekend that have wasted your time and eliminate them. It's okay to value. It's okay to rest and recuperate. You don't have to work yourself ragged. You don't have to run yourself ragged. Value rest, because resting is a part of valuing time. Value being consistent and persistent, creating daily habits and creating daily goals, and focusing on the bigger picture and learning to say no to people that waste your time and that have taken advantage of your time, and removing the I can and changing your thinking. I challenge you to do that this weekend. I promise you, man, it's going to make life a whole lot better. It's going to make things a lot better. Not to say that there won't be challenges and distractions and something that will try to derail you. But I do say this, that if you make the time to value your time, I promise you it's going to be a lot better, and you're going to be more productive and think think with a little more clarity, think with a better, greater clarity of thought. I have greater clarity of thought, I'm sorry. And that's that. So value your time this weekend. Listen, I appreciate all of you for your support. Listen, the show is doing this. I appreciate all the support for the show. I appreciate everything that you all do in support for the love and the positive feedback for this show. Listen, we are going to continue to push forward, and I'm going to continue to bring great content and bring some things that are relevant to what we all deal with each and every day. And listen, if there's something that you want to hear me talk about on this show, please do not hesitate to send me a direct message, a DM on AlexJ_Live, my personal page on Instagram, and the show page 22_podcast. That's 22_podcast. That's the word 2_podcast. Those are both on Instagram. Listen, the 22 Podcast has merch on Threadless.com. So please go to the website at 22apparel.threadless.com. That's the word 2. That's the number 2 apparel.threadless.com. Got all your t-shirts, masks, hoodies, whatever you need. We're going to have hats real soon. Just look forward to it. We are going to expand this thing so you can rep your favorite lunch hour podcast right here on Anchor, Spotify, and wherever you listen to podcasts. That's right. That's the 2-2 Podcast. Thank you for joining me today for this Thursday edition, this Outwork You Thursday edition of the 2-2 Podcast. You all have an amazing, safe, productive, and blessed weekend. We'll see you next Tuesday. Same time, 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Central. Be blessed, y'all.